What's going on, guys? This is Empty Box, and today I'm bringing you some more Casus Belli mod gameplay for Crisis Wars. And of course, as per my previous video, but I'll cover this a little bit quickly here. You can play this for completely free. All you need is the Crisis Wars demo, as well as the patch for the demo and the files for the mod itself. So it's completely 100% free. I'll put the link in the description that is relevant to your needs to get you up and running, because really right now this mod needs more players, and it certainly deserves more players because it is tremendous. It's just great fun, I'll put it that way. Anyways, what I'm going to be talking about today over this gameplay on the intelligence version of the dam map is a little bit of the weapon basics that you need to know, and how to play intelligence, and maybe a couple of other things that pop up every now and then. I'm going to try and keep as much gameplay as I can from this round. How long it's going to be, I don't know. This is just going to be a little half commentary. I'm not going to talk over the whole thing. But let's get going on that. First off, let's talk about intelligence, because it seems that there is some confusion from the newer players. You know, this isn't too difficult to figure out by yourself. However, I think it's not necessarily clear the way they have it implemented, and maybe that's something that they're going to change in the future, for all I know. But basically, as you can notice, this is basically your pretty standard capture the flag type game mode. There's a briefcase at the middle of the map, and both sides need to get there. You need to take the briefcase and you need to deliver it to the other side of the map. Where the confusion comes in is basically, depending on what team you're on, you're delivering it to a different quote-unquote door, which you can see on your mini-map, and you can see in 3D position in the world itself. If you are on the red team, which would basically mean you have guns like the AK-74, the Uzi, you know, those type of weapons more commonly associated with Russia. I believe it's called the Eastern Corporation in the game. You're going to be taking your briefcase. Once you pick that up, you're going to be taking that to the red door. If you are on the Freedom Organization, which is the side with guns such as the HK-416, the Vector, those type of weapons, the Western weapons, excuse me, you're going to be taking it to the blue door. There is some confusion because it kind of seems a little counterintuitive when you first see it, but then when you think about it, you're the red team, so the red score zone is going to be, you know, the red area. Simple as that. You can also score, and that will score you 50 points if you successfully deposit your briefcase into your score zone. You can also drain the enemy's tickets by killing them, as usual, in any battlefield type mode, as well as just holding onto the briefcase. If you hold on to the briefcase, the enemy will bleed tickets, akin to capturing more capture points in a conquest mode. However, I find that it's kind of interesting. Holding onto the briefcase is a valid option because you will bleed the enemy tickets. However, I think it's more in the spirit of the game that you should go ahead and try and put it into your score zone and try and score those points, because really, I think that's just kind of more how the game is designed to be played. But if you need to hold on the briefcase, that's what you need to do. It's that simple. Push across the map, because obviously, as you get closer and closer to that score zone, it's going to get harder and harder, because that's getting closer to the enemy spawn where they're going to be spawning. So that's that. A little bit of tactics for this mode. I don't want to say camp the briefcase, but when you need to, you'll see several times in this gameplay, if you go ahead and watch the full game, where I know that there's going to be an enemy coming for that briefcase because I just shot the guy who had the briefcase, so I'm just going to wait on him because I know he's going to have to go get it. I'm waiting for him to make his move, because if he doesn't make his move, what happens is the briefcase respawns back in the middle of the map, and, you know, that's what you need to do. If you're in that position where your friend dies and he had the briefcase, you need to make sure that it's clear. You can't just go in there and try and snatch and grab your way to victory, because that usually does not work in this mod because of the way the weapons are set up. As well as the fact that, thanks to the way this game plays with squad leader spawning only, it is actually 10 times more beneficial if you're a squad leader to grab the intelligence than to have someone else in your squad grab it. If you're in a squad, try and get your squad leader up there to grab the intelligence, because what happens then is basically, if someone goes down on your squad, the squad leader can instantly basically end up with something spawning on him, which, you know, is obviously a big importance when you are the squad leader and you are carrying the intelligence, because that's just more people you can keep in the fight on you to protect you at all times, which is crucial. Onto the weapons though, because I do think this is one of the best parts of this mod, and I don't think I can really go into more detail on intelligence without boring you guys to death. Weapon firing, there is fire selectors in this mod, however I find them not necessarily the most useful as they are right now. You'll see several times the way you want to fire your guns is definitely the 1-2 double tap quick burst. It is tremendously effective. One thing you do need to remember is, much like Battlefield 2, all guns are affected by spread at basically all the time. So just because your sight is on the guy doesn't mean you're actually going to be hitting the guy. It is obviously very beneficial to drop down lower, get crouch down, go prone if need be. Not necessarily because it makes your gun more accurate, but also because it makes you a harder target to hit. Obviously this is a much more realistic approach to the Battlefield formula without going to the extreme like a Project Reality. So just be warned, the way you need to move about the map is not necessarily the way you would move about the map in, you know, Battlefield 2. There is obviously, of course, the fact that headshots are still absolutely crucial. You really need to hit people in the head, if you ask me. It just makes the gun so much more effective. Hip firing is completely trash. Don't even bother. If there's any way you can possibly get your sights on the guy, get your sights on the guy, because at the time hip firing just does not work at all. Which, you know, love it or hate it, that is what it is. Obviously there is the, I don't want to say cover system, but there is the lean feature that is built into the Crysis that you should definitely be making use of, which is by default the Q and E keys. You'll see me do that several times. When you're doing that, you don't expose very much of your body. You can just peek around that corner, get some rounds downrange to maybe suppress the target if need be, or shoot them in the face, which is ideal, but not always going to happen. You know, that's a feature that hasn't been in Battlefield at all, but really it just completely changes the way you can play it and allows you to have more control over what you're doing and approach different situations differently. So peek around those corners before you run, because it will save your life. I think that's going to be pretty much it for this gameplay. Hopefully I'll get some advanced and secure gameplay. Depends on what ends up playing on the server, because obviously this mod is a little bit underpopulated, but I think you guys would really like this, so you guys should definitely give it a go. Again, it is completely free. The link is in the description and everything that you need. You should definitely be playing this mod. Just one warning, it is currently right now European centric in terms of the time slot that the players are playing in. Like right now, when I was playing, it was about 1 p.m. Central Time, US, that the server was pretty populated and everything was running nicely. So about 2 p.m. for you Eastern people. Way too early in the morning to be gaming for you people in the Pacific Coast. That's just me. But so that's going to be that. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of this game here, if there is indeed more. So, bye. Oh, and one last thought before I go. Whenever you fire your weapon, make sure you hold down your shift key. It's basically your hold breath button. It makes your gun much more accurate. Your recoil goes down, your spread goes down, and you're more likely to hit your target. So yeah, bye.
Бегом, солдат!
Вперед, вперед, вперед!
Быстрее, быстрее! извини. Бегом, солдат!
Берегись! Вперед, вперед, вперед!
Шевелись, шевелись! minutes until mission termination.